So, with basically the shipping video, I kind of thought about it, and someone actually brought this to my attention of a fanfiction that I had actually read, and I've been meaning to do a fanfiction review on. I've been meaning to do a review on this fanfiction for a while. And I've always kind of put it off, but then a commenter by the name of Matthew Blaisdell, hope I'm saying that last name right, I apologize, but Matthew basically brought it up. I was like, yeah, that is a good fanfiction. I want to review it, and I want everyone else to check it out as well. This is also going to probably be my first M-rated fanfiction, if I'm not mistaken. But don't worry, it's nothing sexual. It's nothing completely sexual. It's for swearing. So this, as you can see from the title, yeah, Trailer Park Ed Boys, and it's finally doing something that I have said, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have agreed with for a long-ass time. That is, in fact, a Ed Nettie Trailer Park Boys crossover. Oh boy! Also, I finally know the artist who this fan art's from, Blue Chicken, who I want to give credit to. But yeah, yeah. So let's get in with the fanfiction. Let's talk about this fanfiction. Let's talk about this fanfiction. Now, it's not really a long fanfiction. If anything, it's going to take you under an hour to probably read it if you speed through it. It's literally only 2 chapters long. Trailer Park Ed Boys is literally a story that is something that we have all wanted for a long time. Well, it's something that we've all kind of talked about and thought of if you know both shows. Ed Nettie crossing over with Trailer Park Boys. Yep, because as I've said, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys agree, Ed Nettie is just the, Trailer Park Boys is pretty much Ed Nettie, for grown-ups. It's Ed Nettie. Well, Ed Nettie got away with some stuff too, but it's the live-action adult version of Ed Nettie. That's Trailer Park Boys in a nutshell. That is literally what Trailer Park Boys is. So, Trailer Park Ed Boys brings the two groups together. And yeah, going back to it, it's pretty much Ed Nettie, but imagine if it's them as their future selves, and imagine if instead of they're trying to get Jawbreakers, they're trying to get weed. That's Trailer Park Boys. So the story is that Ed and Nettie have accidentally wandered into the Sunnyvale trailer park, and they come across Ricky, Bubbles, and Julian, and the whole story centers around them trying to get weed to sell at a concert for J-Rock. And that's kind of the whole story right there. Now, if you're not a fan, big fan of I mean of Trailer Park Boys, then a lot of the stuff in here is going to kind of go over your head. Like some of the characters, like Leahy and Randy, and a lot of the other characters in here are just kind of go over your head. I will say that all the characters do sound like. They sound just like in their shows. It almost feels like a crossover. I know it's a live-action show and an animated show together, but just kind of imagine kind of like a Looney Tunes Space Jam kind of thing, where they're talking to animated characters. That's kind of what I kind of imagined in here. So Trailer Park Ed Boys does have some great stuff, and it does have some misspelled words, but it actually makes sense because Ricky can't really can't really speak a lot of big words. He creates his own Rickisms, so that's kind of what it is. And again, all the characters sound exactly as they do from their respective shows. Ricky sounds just like Ricky, Eddie sounds just like Eddie, Ed sounds just like Ed. Ed does sound a little too smart at some cases, but it's fine. Double D sounds exactly how I imagine, how you imagine Double D is from the show. And seeing all the character interactions of these two respective shows just is a lot of fun. Seeing these two, seeing this little fanfiction that's literally only 2 chapters long, it's a lot of fun. It is totally a lot of fun. This was clearly written by a fan. The author, by the way, the author of this fanfiction, by the way, is Deathbear ABC 123, and yeah, it's very clear that this writer is clearly a fan of both respective shows, because this author knew how to write both characters from both respective shows and not make them sound too out of character. There's just some great moments, like I think one of my favorite lines in here is towards the end of the second chapter, where the Trailer Park Boys offer Ed, Ed, and Eddie to go back to to go to the U.S. with them, and to drop them off back in the U.S. because they've wandered into Canada. Julian says, "I wonder if America is anything like the U.S." And Double D just has this look of, "Are you fucking shitting me?" He literally has like this look, this whole just dejected look of like, "Oh God, I'm hanging out with idiots." It's a lot of fun. This is definitely, again, if you're a major fan of Ed, Ed, and Eddie and Trailer Park Boys, this also does what really is good about fanfiction, is that it doesn't, it balances both it balances both properties. It balances them both out very well, and it does really feel like a actual show. It feels like an actual show, and, well, it feels like a little special, like, yeah. It's not like I said, it's not a long story at all. It's in no way a very long story, but it's a lot of fun. It is totally nothing short of just amazing, because you finally get, in fanfiction form, mind you, in fanfiction form, you get the Eds finally meeting the Trailer Park Boys, and it's nothing short of great. I would have liked to seen, and I think I may have missed this, but I would have loved to seen Ed talk about chickens and Bubbles talk about his love for kittens, and just have kind of like this weird ass argument about chickens versus kittens, like chickens versus kitties. I like my damn kittens. Fuck you, chickens. I can't do impressions, people. I just in no way can do impressions. I can't do it, damn it. All I can do is 80 Skeletor. That's all I can do. And apparently people make me, apparently I sound like Dipper from Gravity Falls without even trying. It's amazing, really. Anyway, so, as always with this fanfiction, if you're a major fan of Ed, Ed, and Eddie and the Trailer Park Boys, I'd say go check this out. As always, I will leave a link in the description below, and you guys can check out for yourselves. This is an M-rated fanfiction, but it's mostly for swearing. It's mostly for a lot of swearing, because, every sentence Ricky says has the word fuck in it, so, yeah. There's a few innuendos here and there, but it's nothing too bad. It's nothing, like, outrageously bad, at least for me. So, it's an M-rated fanfiction, as always. Take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, once again, if you're an Ed, Ed, and Eddie fan, or if you're a fan of Trailer Park Boys or a fan of both, in fanfiction form, you finally get the Eds and the Trailer Park Boys finally meeting. So once again, yeah, I will leave the link down below to read the fanfiction you can read it for yourself. And once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.